Good morning, everybody. Hello, Clara, Julie, Linda, Maureen, Rachel. Hello, guys. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Although the weather is going to be interesting for a lot of us, but we will figure it out. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Grace. Hey, Leah. Good morning. Keep getting ads for flippin' Melania movie. Ugh. I'm sorry. Someday maybe I'll be big enough I won't have to do ads. Hey, Rosa. You know, the 60 cents I make on a video because of ads. Hey, Missy. Kind of sad? Don't be sad. It's going to be a brutal one. It's going to be brutal. We're hoping it's looking really close, like we might not get it really bad, which I hope is the case, obviously. But people north of us are going to get hit pretty hard. I'm glad I make something. It's an affront for it on your birthday. That's true. That's true. I don't know if you guys follow the commentator Off Jowagon or the content creator Off Jowagon, or you know of him, or know what's going on, that whole debacle that's going on with him. But I posted a video about it today because one of the, for those of you that don't know, he's a leftist creator, big creator, and it came out that he pretty much, while drunk, sexually assaulted 4 people, and one of the people made a video and came forth, another big creator, and I hadn't commented on it before really, but I saw the video of her about what happened, and the same night, yes, the same night. So I made a video about it finally today that I just posted over on TikTok. But this is why I will always say it's all men till it's no men. Because even ones that are good, yeah, I heard some stuff about some people defending him because of this idea that the left can't be fractured at this moment. There's too much at stake. After this, watching my video on education. Thanks, Julie. I just heard about him. Yeah, he's one of those, almost like a, he's Good Trouble-esque in how he responds to people. Do we trust the new terms of service on Angel? I responded on Discord about it. I read through someone's analysis of the new terms of service. Most of it is changes. It looks like changes in terms to fall fully under US guidelines. A lot of stuff having to do with AI. A lot of stuff. Oh no, you don't need to be sorry. I'm just talking about it. A lot of stuff having to do with more requirements on more requirements on things like saying that you're advertising for something, stuff like that. The only thing that I put in there that I was kind of like nervous about is basically they're giving more discretion to TikTok for content removal for any reason, broader justification for account bans, explicit automation, plus human moderation acknowledgement. So basically, it's going to be easier for them to take things down. That's the only danger. So it's why I'll keep pushing people over here. Because not that this is a massively better, but I mean, it's still a you don't get surprised by a new. Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but it's kind of not the point of my statement. But sacrificial lambs for better of the party, or if the party were better, he would have supported. I mean, yeah. This has nothing to do with left or right. This has to do with right and wrong. I don't care what you're called, dude. I can call you whatever I want. Good morning, Alex. I saw a TikTok content creator with 4.7 million followers discussing on his live stream that he might transition to favorited. That who might, what? I don't get it. What I will say about I apologize. I'm sorry. I've been burned before. Fair. Understand. What's the latest news? They're doing a walkout today in Minnesota, like a full-out walkout. Like people are just not going into work. So we'll see we'll see what comes of that. Hopefully something will come of it. No, and I don't know the reference, so I apologize for my snarkiness. I'm not in the best mood after having watched her video about what happened, so I apologize. That was my bad. It's one of the problems that I have with having to talk with chat like this. Sometimes you don't get nuance. Hello, I know things. Favorite is another platform for content creators and gaming. Interesting. Never heard of it. I mean, any content creator is going to go to multiple platforms. Yes, Alex, I did see that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. She should never have been made to feel obligated. I don't think she felt obligated to speak. I think, well, I can't speak for her. I'm not going to speak for her. Yeah. Hey, Tufu. I got into a car accident. I'm trying to get glass out of his hair. Oh no! I hope he's all right. When Vosh leaked his lolly folder, he tried to say, it's not kids' drawings. They're like short stack goblins. Oh, okay. He's okay, but my nerves are shot. That's fair. I may or may not be back. No worries. I totally understand. But yeah, I mean, again, this is why it is all men till it's no men. This is why. This is why. This is why I say it. It's why I will continue to say it. We don't have Greenland. Nothing is done with Greenland. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Morning, Summer. It probably was to manipulate the stock market. Thank you, Rosa. Appreciate you. Yeah, I had 3 interviews yesterday. It was a long day, plus another meeting. It was kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. But they've been good. Met a lot of cool people. I didn't realize 11 people are running in the New Jersey primary for Mikey Sherrill's seat. I need to talk, Rosa, with you and Ash about how to try and get someone like AOC on an episode. That feels like it needs to be a little more polished, but North Jersey, lots of people up there versus South Jersey. Yeah. It's just crazy that 11 people are running. And I feel bad. It's one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing, but I feel bad because I was looking at the list of people and realized that, like, Anna, who was one of the people that I interviewed who's running, they're getting no media coverage. Have you heard rumors of Republicans secretly taking the temperature for impeachment? I have not. I haven't. I mean, would it be great? Sure, but I don't see it happening. Something funny was playing COD and came across 2 people with the clan tag ICE. After chasing them out and reporting them, they got banned for offensive clan tag. Nice. Nice. I love it. That's amazing. It's beautiful. I'm hoping that we can convince AOC to be on it because of the work I'm doing, talking with grassroots candidates. I don't know if that would be enough, but I think it would be pretty cool if we can work it out. Internet is absolute shit this morning. Not unusual here. We're not as loud as people think. back, I think. Hi, Ash. I just wish I was a little bit bigger so I could actually give these people a bigger, more visibility. Like 60 people watching these videos is not going to help them as much as I hope it would. And that may change. It may grow, but AOC and or Crockett. Yeah, Crockett. I mean, Crockett may be possible since she's running for Senate now, but Crockett may be a little bit harder. Again, for the same reason that Tallarico would be hard. You reached out to Crockett last week. Nice. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. And again, I'm not speaking, I don't know what anyone is doing. If you look at the amount of view time on the videos, it's pretty dang low. And this is not against anybody. I literally am not. If you guys want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. This is not a bash on anybody. But when the average view time is like 3 minutes on a video, it's not going to get pushed out to anybody. And maybe that's me. Maybe my video is just part of the problem, but we need to get the average view time up if we want people to watch it. You think Canada should get Minnesota and Washington and Oregon? It wouldn't end any problems. Well, I understand that, Angel, and I appreciate that. Wait, let me move to Minnesota first? Seriously. It would end the problems for the Minnesotans. That's fair. It would end the problems for the Minnesotans. I mean, that hasn't changed anything, Kat. The fact is the average view time is even below 30 minutes. Like if people were watching to 30 minutes and then they decided to stop, then I would go. Even if they were going to 20 minutes and decided to stop. But when your average view is 3 minutes, it's not the length. Like if we're talking increasing my percentage by an extra, 5-10% of the view, then yeah. And that's actually what I try and do, is get them to talk around 30 minutes. It just ends up being a little bit longer. No, people haven't liked any of the multi-part videos that I've done. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Oh, no, I understand, Kat. I understand the problem. It's just, I don't know how to fix the problem. There's really nothing I can do to fix the problem except keep doing what I'm doing, because I think what I'm doing is important. When I tell you how grateful these candidates are that I'm willing to talk to them, because nobody will, in terms of media people, it's why I do. That's one of the reasons I'm doing it. because I think it's important that that what they stand for gets out. Because right now, there's like 10 people that are being seen, and that's it. It's the Michigan Senate race, the Maine Senate race, the Texas Senate race. Wait, there have been some follow-up emails that haven't been sweet? Oh, gotcha. They're sharing it because I tag them in everything. So they're sharing it. But you got to remember, most of their platforms aren't big. That's why they're doing this. They're hoping that my video will help their platform. Most of these people don't have a massive online presence. Most of these people, their work is one-on-one talking with the people in their district. Good morning, Susie. Text email is my preferred way of contact, but 15 emails in a day is excessive. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ash. I've tried that too, Alex. And I've had some, but most of the people that are willing to come on are smaller streamers as well. No, you're good, Rosa. Just that one guy? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you, Short Sack. I appreciate that. I really do. Good morning, Emma. I'm good. How are you? Thank you, Summer. Have you seen Brenna Perez? Yes. Yep. Yep. Everyone starts small. That's true. The problem is it takes a lot of time and work to be able to grow, and time and work also usually not making much. But she's a friend of yours. You could reach out to her. I mean, I would love to do something. She kind of does things a little different than me, but I mean, I'd be totally down to talk with her about stuff that's going on. Hey, Jeremiah. For some reason, it won't let me access the live chat on the tube. Dang. Hey, Vonda. But yeah, Rosa, I mean, she's really cool. I like what she does. She did a really good video about defeatism. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Lori. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would love to. I'm not sure they would want to work with me, but I would love to. I have reached out to people with larger platforms before. I just don't hear back. When I tell you I reach out to like everybody, I reach out to a lot of people. Anything to get messages out, I think is important. What's up, Siberio? Hey, Laura. Good morning. Good morning, Chrissy. Happy Friday. Wonder how many angry men we'll get in the chat today and on TikTok. Trying. So how have you been? I'm doing okay. Really busy. I'm interviewing smaller candidates for office that are running all across the country. So it's busy, but it's good. I mean, a lot of great people. Trying not to lose hope. Don't lose hope, Maggie. Don't lose hope. See, the problem with like people like Dean and Parker is their content is very different than mine. They're about rage bait gotchas. That's not what I do. I'm not sure how well that I'm not sure they even need me. But never even heard of that app. So I'm not sure to say that it's the new app, but literally never heard of it. I look so sad. Nope, not sad. Maybe tired, but not sad. Hey, Captain. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate it. Why would I say it to women? I'm not a woman. It's not my place to say it to them. They're the ones that have to deal with men. Hello, ma'am. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in. Morning, Dee Dee. I appreciate that. Again, I'm not against talking with them. They've just never seemed into my content. Like their content never seemed like mine, so I'm not sure they would be interested in talking to me. Hey, Di. Oh, I know I'm gonna trigger some people with that headline, and I'm okay with it. If they get triggered, they're the problem. Personal accountability is all you can do. No, we have the capability of holding other people accountable when they screw up. We absolutely. I'm the whole problem. Just stop. Okay. Okay. Doing what I can, Di. I wish I could do more. Unfortunately, I'm not like mutuals with any of the people that were involved, so I was literally just hearing from the side. Find something to yell at Destiny about? No, I don't want to be on with Destiny. I'm good with that. What have I missed? If you go watch Shawnee, the last video that I posted, that will kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Not that I have a problem talking about it, but you'll probably be able to get it faster. Can see how the orange got where he is. Unfortunately true. That is unfortunately true, Di. That is unfortunately true. I mean, we can see how a lot of men got to where they're at. Right? This isn't new. This has been the absolute history of not just America, but the world. Far too many men and women sometimes, which is mind-boggling, will stand up and defend those kind of actions. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you. Hello, friend.
Hello. Sorry, I'm turning off my extra fans. My goodness. Oh my gosh, what a week you've had.
It's
a lot of people, but for you, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's good. Did you know what I'm doing over on the tube right now? Like, have I talked to you about it?
I'm not sure.
So I'm reaching out to basically everyone who's running for federal or state office, specifically small, more progressive people that don't get any visibility whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And interviewing them, giving them a chance to get a little visibility.
That's great. I love that.
But it's exhausting because I did 3 interviews yesterday.
It gets a bit repetitious.
It is a little bit, but you know what? It's also amazing people. Like, when I tell you, go watch some of these videos, you will interact with some of the most amazing people you've ever seen. And I know all of them won't win, but it's just, it gives you a little hope.
And that's what everybody needs right now. A lot of people are in this zone where they're thinking, well, nobody's good. We don't have people that are going to run. Nobody's running. And then to actually see like, ooh, this person looks kind of good. It gives you a little bit more faith.
Yeah. Are you doing it just for Congress or governors too? If they're state or federal. So I've interviewed some governors as well as people for Congress. Yeah. You guys, let's all get behind Chinese and Russian nationalist talking points.
What does that mean? All right. Put it to the side. Mulligan.
Yeah, I saw the video. I saw I'm blanking on her name. Um, hold on, I gotta find it because now it's gonna bug me.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, well, it's been a long day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the person, what is her name? Why can't I think of it? The one, Mandy. Thank you, Free Spirit. I saw Mandy's video this morning about
Oh my
Off
goodness,
Wagon.
that woman is just she's amazingly well spoken.
She is. She is. I've watched a bunch of her stuff over the years. I haven't. Aw, why are you mad? Goodbye. Um, but yeah, this it's really it just emphasized the point that women have always known. I've said it before too. I say it's why no matter what I consider myself, when I see someone, when a woman's walking the other way and I'm and it's by themselves, I give them as much space as possible. I do anything I can to make them feel less nervous. And it's like this just emphasizes that point. Regardless of whether regardless of whether you are someone who always felt a little weird about Off Wagon, um, up until this point, at least his front facing image was standing up for women, standing up for progressive ideas, standing up against what's going on. And this whole experience, this whole not even experience, this whole thing shows why women have no reason to trust anyone, even the ones that seem good. They knew each other for a while. They've known each other for years. I think as a female, Mike, we're always at least a little nervous, as you should be. As you should be.
Yep. I agree. I mean, and another piece is this idea that, we really don't even have a seat at the table. So we don't even know which direction it's going to be coming until we actually get into it. But I mean, of course, this has been going on since the beginning of time. But now you try to think like, well, that's great. But aren't we civilized people? Aren't we just, and I can kind of see where this situation could happen because it happens so frequently to
Sure.
women. Of course, not saying that it's right or not, but the fact that people are talking about it, I think is freaking amazing. Most people are just like, "Well, that was weird," and you go home and try to put yourself back together again. But here, it's like, "No, we're not gonna just, blow it off to the side." And I think that's what's amazing in this situation.
Butterfly, the creator's name is Off Jowagon. The reason we're saying he is because that's a lot to say every single time. I need to say his name. Off Jowagon. I think OJAW is like if you're searching for him, that's what it is. But Di, someone actually asked of your take on the new updated terms of service, if you've looked at them
Uh,
at all.
I've looked, I've not finished reading them, honestly, because dang, there's a lot.
Yeah.
What I've read so far doesn't seem any different. And so I've got to get a little further, I think, into the terms.
I looked at a Substack from, I can't remember his name now. Another pretty big creator on here who does a lot of stuff with Ukraine in general, but he went through a lot of it. A lot of it has to do with AI. A lot of it has to do with kind of just changing the wording on things so because it falls under a lot more US regulations because it's a US
Mhm.
company now.
Yeah.
The only thing that I saw that we were already worried about it, but they've kind of increased it is their content removal for any reason, broader justification for account bans, more
Right.
explicit automation plus human moderation acknowledgement. So that's the danger. is that they're being given more of the ability to just be like, you're gone. Which is
Right.
again why I keep saying, guys, please follow me over on the tube or over on Substack or both, because those are the kind of places that I'll end up having to go if what I'm saying here decides to anger the whoever gods.
Right. And, we were already dealing with, not having any idea what would make the video be gone or an account be gone or not. We just were like, flip a coin because there's no way to know. And so now it's like, well, there's no way to know really, and you're done.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
it
just it.
it made a point to say for any reason. Yep.
Yeah. And to have the door open like that, I'm basically trying to, anything I do over here, I'm trying to do also over on the tube. And I'm just making sure my posts are still over there. I've downloaded all of my information, all of my stuff as well.
Yep.
So I'm ready to go. I was ready to go a year ago. I'm like, dudes, what's going on? I mean, oh, I got $2 the other day for, a really great post and some stuff. I don't mind it. It's great. $2 can buy me half a pack of staples,
Yeah.
but and I need a half a pack of staples. The point is it's it's not the best for creators either. The YouTube terms of service are just fine. And it's much more comfortable, I think, even doing my lives over there. I might only get 100 people, but it's so much more laid back.
Yep.
I don't have to watch every single word. We can talk about what's really going on without having to use the child language. And that's just really nice.
Yeah.
So it's great. You just don't have the same numbers over there.
Nope. And again, it's not, for me at least, obviously more people being involved in the conversations we're trying to have would be good. That's the only reason I want more numbers.
Mhm.
Obviously being able to keep doing what I'm doing is also a positive. Like if you're not
Right.
making money, you're not paying bills, it means you got to find somewhere else to do it. But
Mhm.
in the end, as long as I want to have the hard conversations. These are conversations that need to be had. And if we don't have them, then, because when I tell you, one of, there's going to be a lot of hard conversations and uncomfortable conversations that are going to need to be had, especially once this administration is gone.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. And somebody had said, and I can't remember from where, but, cutting people off, that's one thing. And we all did a bit of that. But having a hard conversation means we're not trying to cut you off. We're trying to figure out how we can still be together in a relationship by having that hard conversation. It just makes the other person worth it.
The problem comes, and this is, again, this is also comes along with it, is everyone needs to be willing to listen and be willing to admit that they may be wrong. That doesn't mean they are wrong, but you have to be willing to admit you may be wrong and you don't know everything. And right now, we got very little of that going on in the world. Most people think that they're right and they're unwilling to listen to any other perspective, regardless of whether they are right or not. If you don't have that perspective when you go into a conversation, you're not having a conversation at that point.
Mhm.
You're just yelling at each other.
Absolutely. And that's not going to get you anywhere when you're just both arguing constantly or, multi arguments. That's why we have to be really careful when we're in court. But listen to the judge. It's like one person at a time, or the court reporter will come at you.
Yeah.
She'll pick up her little keyboard and she's coming to you. You got a duck. But that's important. And honestly, I've seen recently a bit of a change. I've seen some of the Red Hatters. The Red Hatters have been like lightly stepping and being like, well, what do you mean actually?
Yeah.
In a civil tone. But then it seems like the others that are the extremists, as we have in the left as well, but they seem to be really doubling down.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and again, that's the fear side of things. There's two responses that you get when you are afraid. You either, I guess in this case, potentially 3, but I think the people that end up slowly being able to put their feet in are past that fear point. But when fear is going, you either fight back, you get louder, or you put your head in the sand. And I think what we're seeing
Mhm.
for the people that are willing to stick their foot out a little bit, or people that for a while were putting their heads in the sand and hiding from that fear, and now are realizing that they can't do that anymore, so they're willing to step out. The people that are loud are just getting louder in general.
I exactly, exactly. And I think a lot of people who put their heads in the sand are surprised that he was reelected,
Yeah.
and because they weren't paying attention, in my humble opinion,
Hmm.
to actually what he was saying and doing. They weren't listening. Why don't people listen or read the syllabus? Like, this isn't going to be the syllabus was 2025. Project 2025, that's your syllabus. Did you read that? No.
No, no, they didn't. Are you guys having to deal with this snowstorm that's coming through where you are?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We've got it. We can't go outside. My front door is frozen. Like, I have ice on my front door in my house,
Oh wow.
not on the outside, in the inside.
Justice,
So,
that is not why he won.
oh my gosh. Why do they keep coming in and saying, "Well, that's why you lost. That's why you won." Like, all of these, political, talking peoples, like, "What?"
Literally, li- the trash can next to me would have been a better candidate than the current president. So to say that the Democrats gave us a horrible candidate is a flat out lie.
Although I think it's tradition. I feel like every 4 years, people are like, "Man, I don't like either one." Like, "Well, get over it. That's how it's always been." You think everybody liked John Adams? No. That's why he didn't get reelected.
Mike's trash 2028 exactly. I'll take the snow and you can have my -50 wind chill. Yeah, I being up
Oh,
north is going to be this.
yeah.
That's my biggest fear. Like
Mhm.
my area is where we potentially are going to get like ice and sleet, which is frightening, but we're like on the line, so we don't know
Mhm.
where we're either going to get a little or we're going to get a lot. Like we just don't know
Mhm.
yet. I'm more worried about the 10-degree like Arctic chill coming in behind it and freezing up all of our pipes because I live in the South and
Oh,
nobody's
yeah.
house is set up for cold weather. Pipes just,
Well, are you leaving them on a little bit so they can drip?
yeah,
That's
we've
the
done
technique
that
we
and it's
do.
still, that's how little insulation they do on our pipes here is even with dripping, it's still frozen.
Really? My goodness.
Because here they put water pipes. So the farther north you get, the less they don't allow you to put water pipes on outside walls
Mhm.
as the farther north you go. Here they're totally fine with it. So we've got water pipes literally on outside walls. And there's not much you
Ooh.
can do to like I'll wake up on the case it's cold, I'll wake up and I'll go and I'll turn on like the water just to keep it running.
Mhm.
And I'll have ice build up at the bottom because there are ice crystals that have just formed in the water and come out of the faucet as I'm running it. So like I got it in time. You have to wrap your pipes. Our pipes are wrapped. It doesn't matter. They're on an outside wall.
Wow. That sucks for you, man.
At least we replaced our pipes, so we have the new PEX pipes that are way better. A lot of people
Mhm.
around here are getting their pipes bursting because they're like the old pipes that are really bad
Oh,
and could burst easily.
yikes.
So,
That's kinda how I feel about, I had noticed, or it was brought to my attention that, the orange guy had this huge bruise on his hand, and you'll see how this comes back to the pipes. And so everyone's like, "Ooh, what is it?" But I think, It was an IV. My opinion, here's my guess. It was an IV, and it probably burst. And,
Mm,
the veins, as you know, are weaker and they get thinner,
yep.
and so if you're pushing too much through it, it could, you know, bust your veins up.
Yeah. Yeah, chaotic scribbles. We saw that. Now, according to Cruz's um aides, this was a planned trip and he was coming back. I don't know if that's true. That's what he
Hmm.
said. But no, I'm in North Carolina. Southern North Carolina. His skin is primed and ready for the mortician's makeup.
Oh,
Yikes.
dear. Oh, dear.
Yikes.
Oh my goodness.
Minnesota has exploding tree warnings too.
Oh, no. Oh my
What's
gosh.
all men? It's all men. And if you don't know what it is, I don't know what planet you've been on. If you have any question of what this might mean, go watch the video that I posted just this morning. That'll give you an idea. And if you really just want a generic, it's all men in regards to women. If that gives you enough. I can't
I
imagine a tree exploding because it's that cold. That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm not sure I believe it. I'm not sure. Where's your proof? Show me the article.
I mean, it is Minnesota. They have weird things
Right.
happen there.
True, true. But where's the proof? And it needs to be a primary source. So I'm gonna need the tree people.
No, according to the New York Times, no, they don't explode when it gets cold, but they do go pop.
Oh. So they just make the popping sound?
I guess.
Oh, wow.
They're frost cracks. So basically, ice gets in cracks, and as it freezes, it expands it and causes cracks. So
So can they survive it?
I would think so. You've got trees in California that literally can have most of the insides completely burned out, and they're still growing. Trees are
Hmm.
pretty amazing.
I think I'm more of a California tree than the frozen tree. That's right. Put me down for that one.
I saw it literally explode and sap run out.
Whoa. That's crazy. I did see lightning hit a tree, and that looks really cool, the shape of the lightning on the tree. It would have looked cooler if the tree was not inside of my house. So I
Mhm,
would have appreciated that.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Um, yeah, if you keep, hopefully, everyone, I mean, everyone in Minnesota is obviously used to the cold, but hopefully they're
Mm.
staying safe because I know there's basically the general protests going on and people are all walking out of their jobs and stuff today.
Yeah, there's a lot going on up there. I mean, they're not playing around. Like, I
No.
saw a Pikachu take care of business yesterday. It's like,
And
what's going on with that Pikachu?
Pikachu do take care of business.
That's right, not playing. So it's been a lot. Have you been watching Johnny's lives when he's been there?
Yes.
It's been really fun.
Yep. Yeah, I have a couple friends up there. I actually interviewed someone who was up there a few days after the whole Renee Good thing to talk about what it was
Mhm.
like. It's pretty crazy. And,
Yeah.
they detained a 5-year-old because
Oh
that
my
makes
gosh.
sense.
Well, right. I think I was on Manda's live, and I just go now sparingly because I just hulk out and I don't like to get so angry. And so it's not really about the people, it's about me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm raging. Like my family's throwing sandwiches at me, like, be happy again, be happy. Like, so
I don't know how
I got,
Amanda does it.
oh my gosh, I don't know either. She's got some Teflon somewhere
Yeah.
that just makes it. Yeah, she's pretty amazing. But some guy, oh my gosh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. I gotta think of it again. More coffee, just a moment.
Yep. I've been seeing stuff about the 5-year-old.
Oh, I got it, I got it. I had asked the person if, the five-year-old had been cuffed. I said, "Well, did they cuff him and take him and put him in a cruiser?" And the guy's like, "No." And I'm like, that could have happened. That's not that far outside of the realm of possibilities that they would cuff a five-year-old because 'cause they're such jerks."
Thank you, Shane. I like it. Shane made me a trash can with a raccoon in it and says 2028 on it because, trash
Oh,
for president.
yeah,
They
yeah.
used him as bait. Yeah, I know. And it's ridiculous. I've heard so many stories. Kids walking to school and ICE came up and said that they were going to take the kid to school, and instead
Mhm.
they took him to to the detention facility. Yeah.
And from what I've heard, the facilities are not meant to have children in them.
They're not meant to have people in them.
True, true. Very true. And especially the most vulnerables. That's just awful. They're just awful. I usually
Mhm.
don't generalize like that, and I certainly don't say, all cops are bad because that's just not true. People are people. But for these ICE people, oh my gosh.
And unfortunately, they're getting more nervous, which is making them do go a little farther than they already were.
That's so true. They at this point, because 'cause they're in the reports are saying they're really worried. And so if you're worried and afraid you're gonna be attacked, you're definitely gonna use a force that perhaps you just don't need, but that you add into it because 'cause you're scared.
Good cops aren't happy with ICE. No one should be happy with ICE. I don't know how
Mhm.
anyone can be happy with ICE. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I was talking to one guy also on one of Amanda's lives, and he was like all hoity-toity. I didn't like him at all. We'll call him Mr. S. I didn't like him at all. I'm like, man, your tone is like making me want to punch you in the throat, but that's not okay. So we're not going to do that. But anyway, his tone was ridiculous. And everyone in the panel's like, oh, let him talk. Because he's just very like low key talking about stuff. And I was like, that's not right. So I was just asking some questions. And somehow we got to his overall theory was that one person should like rule the earth.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Seriously?" And I was done with him at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, "I can't deal with that because that's crazy talk."
It's the same mentality as people. It's that Christian nationalist mentality.
Yes, that's bananas.
Yep. And again, for anyone who comes at me, I've been a Christian my entire life, still go to church on Sundays. That's
Mhm.
bananas.
It's bananas.
It's wrong. It literally goes against everything that I have been taught in church my entire life.
I feel like some people it might be beneficial for them to actually read some of the Bible, you know? It's like, why don't you read the part I'm pro New Testament and anti requirements?
Here's the problem with that. And I hear you because I say the same thing. It still comes down to interpretation. It's like when we
Mhm.
get angry at the Supreme Court for how they interpret the laws.
Mhm.
It still all comes down to interpretation. All of us can read one sentence and read it three completely different ways.
Ooh, that's a good point. And the Bibles are different too.
I am not a Republican or a Democrat. I am have been an independent my whole life, but if I do not support any Republican that I have seen lately doing. I support all people, no matter your race, religion, gender, or identity. So,
I don't know. I'm having a hard time respecting the schmazzies.
oh, I have
They're a side group, right?
there is no respect for them.
Ooh.
Help me understand, as a politician, why wouldn't you jump ship and save yourself? Okay, so here's what you're seeing, and I want to be clear on this. A lot. So we're dealing with a few different things here. We've got an identity politics problem in this country, where people that have called themselves Republican for their entire life can't bring themselves to call themselves anything else because it feels like an anathema to who they are. You have people that don't agree with the Republican Party that are having trouble with that. And what are they doing? They're just not running again. They're just not running again. You're seeing a huge swath of people that towed the line, potentially didn't like that they were towing the line, but didn't see any other way because, again, they can't get out of the identity politics. So now they're just not running for anything. You're seeing people that are just leaving as a whole because they know that they won't win. I'm gonna say it, the asshat in Congress, which I'll be making a video about. That was gonna be my video this morning before I made the one I did because I saw that. But the congressman,
which one is asshat?
The congressman from the 22nd district of Texas, who basically told the January 6th officers that it wasn't the president's fault, it was the Capitol authorities' fault for J6.
Oh my goodness.
This is the same man that a few weeks ago said, if you comply, you will not die.
Goodness gracious.
Hi, Lily. It's so wild. And to go along with that, it was not Nancy Pelosi's fault. That's a dumb statement. Anyways,
oh my gosh, seriously? They're still seriously talking about the Pelosi? Dude, you've had like several years to educate yourselves, people.
And honestly, for me, not only was the video that I saw this morning and made this morning really difficult for me, but this whole response, especially from Christians about what happened in the church in St. Paul, is also really pissing me off. And I made a video about that earlier because, again, just stop. Not only are these people lying about what happened to make Christians feel as though we are the victim here, but they're unwilling to listen to the people. They're unwilling to listen to what's going on. They're unwilling to listen, and it's like, it drives me nuts. We should not be defending bad actions, even if they're Christians. And this is from a Christian. If you are a Christian, it's our responsibility to hold Christians accountable as much as anything else. Being in a church means nothing. It means nothing. Church is a building. I'm sorry, it is. It's just a building. And I love my church and I love the people that are in my church, but it's still just a building. There's nothing special about it. Not in the way a lot of Christians have decided it's special. At least that's my opinion.
I was going to say, some of the stained glass windows, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. Again, church has value. Look, third spaces in this country have disappeared.
True. Oh, that's so true.
What has always been nice about churches for Christians is it works as a third space for Christians. It does. And that's not a bad thing as a whole. But it's still just a third space. Because, again, if you read the Bible, you would know that anywhere where two or more people gather together in my name, there I am. That was the initiation of the church as we that was the start of the church as we know it right now. It did not exist. It was not a building to begin with. There's nowhere where Jesus actually says, go to the church. We invented that. And again, is there valid reasons for having it? Again, it's a third space. It's a space where Christians, people that believe the same thing, can go together and worship. That's not a bad thing. But when we use it as a bad thing, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. True. True story.
Does anyone know what percentage or how many voters of the US are Republican Christians? We don't follow, I don't think we track that number that specifically. Phantom, nothing against you. I don't bring up people I don't know. It's not against anybody really. If you stick around and hang out, I'd love to bring you up in the future, but I just don't. I've had too many bad experiences that I've had to stop doing that.
Oh my gosh, same. That's the same. Like when I first started doing lives, I was like, oh, all right. And then they would start talking. I'm like, okay, how do I even get rid of you? I don't even know. Hi, Ken. I think I just shut the whole live down because I didn't know how to like get rid of them. In the beginning, I was like, bye.
Hypothetical. If I were to make a guess, I would say if you look at the number of people that voted for the current administration, I would say somewhere around 50% of that would call themselves a Christian over anything else. I'd say the other half of that probably consider themselves, most of the rest of that consider themselves Christian in some way, but are not, would not be considered active Christians. They did their votes more for things like money, etc. That if I were a betting man, that's what I would say. The fact is there are still a lot of people that strongly consider themselves Christians. It's just a smaller percentage than it was.
Well, here's my question. Perhaps it's because I was raised Lutheran, but we were always taught that the only ones interested in the money were the Catholics. And that's not true.
Nope.
But we were told that.
Oh, we were told a lot of things.
True.
And again, this is something that we have to accept and deal with.
Mm-hmm.
We were told as Christians, and you got to remember, a lot of the people we're dealing with are people that have grown up in the church. Their entire life has been the church. We have been told that everybody and everywhere outside of the church is bad.
Yes. And they're scary too.
Anything that's good, anything that makes you feel good must be of Christ. Anything that makes you feel bad or uncomfortable must be of the devil. These are the kind of things that they are told their entire life, from a child all the way up. And now what they are experiencing is the fact that is people pushing against it. And again, this comes back to my original thing. Fear causes one of two responses. You either run and hide, which a lot of churches did. That's where you get the whole I don't deal with politics thing. I don't talk politics here. Or you get loud. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of these Christians that have been told their whole life that everything outside of the church is the devil are so afraid that they are fighting back. Democrats are evil. Well, yeah, that's what it's turned into. Things like Democrats
Exactly.
are evil. Only Christians would vote Republican, to the point it has gotten so bad that they're at the point of believing that the man who calls himself president of the United States is a Christian himself when he has literally done nothing in his entire life. Literally not one thing in that man's life could make you think that he is a Christian. Not one thing.
Well, now hold on. He was holding the Bible upside down during that one protest outside, right? Remember that? He was standing in front of the sign and he was like, "Yeah, we're just," but it was like upside down in somebody else's Bible.
You just love my non-biased views. I never said I had non-biased views.
What?
I have
Who has
never
non-bias?
I
Who
have
has?
never once said that I am not biased. We all are biased.
Yeah, I was gonna
Every
say.
single one of us. I am willing to listen to anybody who is willing to listen back, but I am not non-biased. Anyone who says that they are saying anything in non-bias is lying. And I actually fully disagree with the idea of being non-biased, especially what you're seeing from a lot of reporters now. There is a difference between being open and willing to have a discussion about things you disagree with and being willing to put voice to some of the worst perspectives or blatant lies in the goal of being non-biased. If you are reporting something that is blatantly false with the idea of being non-biased, you are part of the problem. Sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I mean, I don't know how anyone has no bias. Everybody's got a little bit of the bias, even if they don't really recognize it. I'm extremely biased. I always give this example. I'm not a big fan of super old men that wanna, like, put their hands on me. Could
Uh,
be at a grocery store, like, with an elbow, and I'm like, "I say mitts off, buddy."
Trucker, I have always, if you look at my old content, I have always, uh, I believe in accountability is across the board. I don't care who you are. So I have spoken out against churches that have done bullshit. I've spoken out against non-religious groups that have done bullshit. I don't care who you are. Phantom, thank you for becoming a super fan. That's crazy. I don't care who you are. This isn't a left right. This isn't a good bad. This is well, sort of a good bad but in the sense of this isn't like you either are for humanity or you are against humanity, and I will call anyone out that's against humanity. I don't care who you are. Having the word Christian next to your name doesn't make you a good person. Having the word Republican or Democrat next to your name doesn't mean you're a good person. It's just an is. Let's just have these discussions. People make mistakes. I have made horrible mistakes in my life. Tell you right now, if anyone coming in here thinking, "Oh, he's saying such amazing things, he's such a great person," I have messed the fuck up in my life more than to the extent that obviously I wish I didn't mess up, but I did. I have messed up, but I've also owned it. I made mistakes.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn. You accept it, you take accountability for it, and you do the work to show that you have changed. This is the part where we struggle, I think, as society right now. We've got two different things. Someone messes up, doesn't take accountability, and that's obviously they often don't get held accountable. Then we also get people that think they're taking accountability because they made a statement, like in this situation that I'm talking about up here. Off Joe Wagon made one statement, and it was a really bad statement, by the way. But there's a lot of people that when this happens, they make a statement and they think they can just move on. I knew that when I screwed up, that there were people in my life that couldn't trust me because of the mistakes that I made. I didn't hold them. I didn't blame them. I blamed myself. And it was on me to show that I'd learned and that I'd changed. It wasn't on them. It was on me. I can't force them to start. I couldn't force them to start trusting me again. All I could do was be different. And we have to understand that that's how life works.
Absolutely. In my house, we call it rebuilding trust. If the kids see something or we see something, like, okay, well, we've zeroed out on trust. I don't trust you, but let's rebuild and see what we can do.
Does my church support the LGBTQ community? I cannot promise that everybody who goes to the church does, but I can promise that the leadership and the pastor do. That's as much as I can say about anything. I know that there are conservatives that go to our church. We have not had to there have been a couple situations that have made me trust that when it comes to the LGBTQ community that our church is welcoming. But I also know that there are people that don't agree with it, and if it became more blatant, might leave. If they do, it is a false church. No, you're a false Christian. Goodbye, Joshua.
Goodness gracious.
Goodbye. You aren't welcome here. Good.
Oh, I like your song. Oh my gosh. Cindy B, did you just say I'm 28? That's right. How'd you know?
I love doing interviews and people like, I think you're my age. And these are all like millennials or younger. And I'm like, I don't say anything. I let it go because I'm like, it's nice.
That is nice.
I'll take it. I wish I was in my 30s.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, God, what'd I do, man? What'd I do? Why wasn't I cruising around the world when, I could? It's like, well.
And a lot of people think that, Rosa, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to enjoy it while I can. And I know you can't see it, but there's grays coming in here. Luckily, I don't have grays in my hair, which is wild. I don't know how that happened. I got so lucky because my dad went bald early. I didn't get that. My older brother did.
Do you just like look at your older brother and laugh at him? Like, ha ha ha. Look what happened to
No,
you.
I feel
This is
bad.
for
Who
the
wants to go
sand that you
bald
made
that
me
early?
eat. All right. Guys are really sensitive about loss of hair. Do you think that's a fair statement?
If we're being fair, guys are sensitive about everything.
Oh my gosh, it's true.
Like,
We
let's
found the
be
secret
honest.
answer.
You can tell what guys are sensitive about by how they insult other people.
Really?
Oh yeah. Flat out. You want to know what would hurt a guy's feelings? Hear how they make fun of somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Like when people come
Genius.
in and call me gay. I guarantee if someone came and called them gay, they would flip out.
Good point.
But yes, I think guys in general are pretty sensitive about anything that makes them look in their minds old or less virile. I don't know.
Sounds right. We're going to go with that. Speaking of which, my friend, it is 10 o'clock. I've got to run.
Okay. I
I have a
appreciate you
conference
coming
call.
up. It's always great to have you here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. I just love hanging out. So take care of yourself. I'll see you
You too.
around.
All right. Bye. They look at all the flights to Turkey. That'll tell you what they think about going bald. That's true. That's true. That is absolutely true, Captain. Yeah. You do look like you're only in your 30s. And I appreciate that. I wish my body felt that way, but I appreciate that I look that way. Thank you for all the follows and shares and taps, guys. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. For those of you that are new, make sure you go check over on the tube, just so you know. What I'm doing for all of 2026 is I'm interviewing as many people that are running for office that are progressive as possible. So that means federal and state level positions. We've got 4 up so far, but we're posting like a minimum 2 a week. If I keep getting more and more interviews, it'll start being more and more weeks. So maybe it'll be someone in your district who's running that you didn't know was running. And also watch them because it helps give them visibility in their district. Okay? This is why it's really important that we do the work to watch other people, to watch these videos of people that maybe not in your district, because that increases the potential visibility for them in their district. Have you interviewed Mary Peltola? I have not. I don't know if I've heard back. I don't know if we've messaged them or if we have that we've heard back. But no, I've not. Not yet, at least. I don't know. Basically, we send emails out to people. What about Andy Bashir? I would love to talk to Andy Bashir. I don't know if Andy Bashir would talk to me, but I definitely would talk to him. In the end, I can't force people to do anything. Did you guys buy milk and bread? Yep. We don't drink milk, but yep. Totally. Totally. You're going to be making bread today? Heck yeah. I'm not even 37 yet, and I have gray hairs in my beard and hair. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have that. I know a lot of people that have that. St. Paul is the first female-run city in the nation. Yeah. 34, and I've only found one white hair in my eyebrow. There you go. Where are usual suspects? Kia, Scott. I don't know where Scott is. Kia had something. Her son got into a car accident, so she's been dealing. There he is. Speaking of Scott, get him up here. I did not hear from Isaiah Martin's campaign. No. Nope. How you doing, Scott? You missed Die.
Oh, I was out getting some work done, and
before the storm hits.
No. It was work.
Okay.
I've gotten getting ready. Basically, I called the plow guy and said, "You're still alive, right? I need you." So I have a big old snowblower, but I've reached the age, Mike, where even with a snowblower, I just can't do it anymore.
That's fair.
To me, it's well worth the money to pay somebody to plow the driveway, especially because it's 200 feet long.
Oh, there you go. Just so everyone knows, I posted a video today that had nothing to do with politics. Well, everything has to do with politics, but not a politician. I interviewed a teacher, and we talked about things like AI in schools and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that whole conversation, make sure you go check it out. We summoned Scott like Beetlejuice. Yeah, literally right before you said hi, someone's like, "Where's Scott?" I just DM'd you a TikTok that brilliantly explains how Christianity in America got so distorted. I mean, to be fair, Tony, I mean, I appreciate it. I'll definitely check it out. Christianity as a whole has been distorted throughout the centuries. This is why we had things like the Crusades and the Spanish Inquisition. And I mean, Christianity isn't new for distorting itself to increase the power of specific people. I mean, the Pope, we may have had some decent popes recently, but the Pope has not always been decent. So,
well, the Pope always hasn't been decent for a couple thousand years.
yeah.
Sometimes we get a good one, sometimes we don't.
But I mean, the Pope, there have been a few periods where the Pope has been like some of the worst of the worst. So, when the Pope had a way more power.
So what did I miss? What have you been discussing? It sounds like a Friday far-ranging discussion.
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about a lot of different things. It started off, so I don't know if you saw the video I posted this morning. There's a leftist content creator named Off Jowagon who assaulted in the private sense 4 women. And so there's just been a lot of discussion about how you can't even trust people on the left. And that's why, you know, I got my thing above my head that says that. So we talked about that. We talked about just the problem with we talked about everything. When I say it was a broad, we talked about a lot in the hour that we were that we've been going so far over here. But the idea, the fact that holding your own accountable is just as important as holding the other side accountable.
Well, in some respects, it's even more important, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't hold your side accountable, then that reflects on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. And again, which is why, you know, men should be holding themselves accountable. Christians should be holding themselves accountable. Republicans should be holding themselves accountable. Democrats should be holding themselves accountable. Like that's how it should be. That's how you build trust. And in the end, that's the only way we're going to get trust back in the system is not blaming the other side. It's holding your own accountable when they screw up.
You know, it's not lost on me that the far right, with some, not a lot, but some justification, was, I remember the 1990s and early 2000s, you know, Ruby Ridge, Waco, holding government to account because it had overreached. My, how times have changed. These were the same people who would be absolutely outraged by what ICE is doing. And yet now they're part of the whole firmament, you know, the Proud Boys, everything else. These are the people who were against government overreach and now talk about holding people accountable. They don't hold this administration accountable for literally anything.
There are always going to be bad apples. Again, if you can't hold your own accountable and accept the fact that a woman, because of a situation like this, may not trust you, you are part of the problem, sir. You're right. There are always going to be bad apples, and it's on us to hold our own accountable. And when you say, oh, there are just some bad apples, you are justifying their actions. I did not see another comment from you, Tyler, so I'm guessing this app filtered. By the way, on that note, we also talked about the new updated terms of service, which are just going to potentially increase the ability for content removal for any reason. We also have I'm also live on the tube. I go live on the tube every time I go live over on TikTok. So please consider following over there. Not only that, but I'm interviewing as many people that are running, progressives especially, that are running for office, federal and state. We need to support them. If we really want the change that we're talking about, we need to support the people that want to do things right, that want to not only hold others accountable, but have themselves be held accountable. When I tell you that when I talk to these people about what their plans are for being held accountable, these people believe in being held accountable as politicians. Those are the kind of people we need in office. Those are the kind of people that need to be supported, and they aren't getting news agencies talking about them. They aren't getting money from the DNC. They aren't doing anything like that. They are grassroots. They're doing the hard work. They're actually going around and talking to constituents. They aren't just spending money on flyers. But the fact is name recognition is the most. How are they supposed to compete with? There are 300 million people in this country. You think if their videos don't get millions of views that their districts won't see it? You think if their videos don't get millions of views, if their stuff, whether it's my videos in interviewing them or their own social media views don't get millions of views, that people in their district won't hear about them and potentially people in their district won't interview them? There are plenty of ways. Yeah, but there are always going to be bad apples. That goes across the board, and it's up to us to resolve the issue. Correct. It's up to us to resolve the issue. And it's also up to us to accept the fact that it's an issue and not complain when women say that it's all men. But yes. Why drop you? I don't bring up people I don't know, Azula.
Mike, unless you have covered it extensively and don't want to go over old ground, I know Kia wasn't here, and I just got in 2 seconds ago. You mentioned the new terms of service. The reason I bring it up is somebody had DM'd me something on Discord and wanted my opinion of it, and I said I can't intelligently answer this because I wasn't aware of the new terms of service, although when I just turned on my phone a second ago to TikTok, I had to agree to the new terms of service, and I haven't read them. Could you go over briefly, unless you've already covered it so extensively you don't want to go back over it?
The other thing real quick, because I haven't read through the terms of service, but I hope you guys paid attention when it said click here if you did not want them to send you ads outside of the app. I don't know if you guys read that part, but I hope when you came on TikTok this morning that you clicked on that thing to make sure, because if not, they're going to start sending you ads off of the app.
I read a Substack where someone kind of went a little deeper into everything. A majority of it has to do with AI. A lot of it is just some slight changes in wording of things to because now that it's an American company, it has to fall under different laws, I guess. At least that's how they pointed out. Like, it wasn't big changes. Things like they're going to be stricter about when you're advertising for something, that you have to say that you're advertising, that this is a paid advertisement. They used to be able to be somewhat flexible on it. Well, they're not going to be flexible on it anymore. If you're using AI, you need to be very specific about the fact that you're using AI. They're not going to be as flexible with that anymore. The only thing that came up that for me is something to be nervous, is that they've basically now are saying that they can remove content for any reason. They're broadening the justification for account bans and things like that. So it's just it's technically not vastly different than the old. They are just making it worse.
Well, the devil is in the details. If they're going to tell you that, and by the way, we can remove content for any reason whatsoever, that's huge.
they're doing when it comes to AI, they're doing exactly the same thing that a lot of things have done. They're saying your content is yours, but we can use it to help train our AI. I don't love it. Don't get me wrong. If I had my way right now, I'd have my own website with the videos on there, and that's where everyone would go to watch them. That's just not a viable option for growth right now.
First of all, for those of you guys that were in YouTube this morning, my son is okay. He was in a bad wreck this morning. Like when I saw the pictures of the truck, it was a box truck. Like they moved furniture, and it's no longer a box. The one whole side is all, you could see the bottom of the truck was sideways. They hit a big bump. You know how sometimes on the side of the road it's like a bump where the road is kind of worn away, and when they hit that, the steering wheel locked up and the driver couldn't get control, and they ended up going down an embankment and flipping 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
Your son is okay though?
He's okay.
And is the driver okay?
The driver, because they had called, he was able to crawl out from underneath the truck. Bray, luckily, he was tall enough. He had to, his side hit the ground first, but when they stopped rolling, Bray's side was up, so he was able to pull himself up and out of the truck. He came home. The driver went to the hospital because he had a big cut and was bleeding on the side of his head, probably hit that side window. So he did go to the hospital. Bray didn't. He came home. We just had to get, there was a bunch of dirt and glass in his hair. He's got a scrape on his knee. There's like a scratch on his face, which I told him it looks like he's going to look like he's got a black eye when it's done, because it's already starting to turn colors, and he's my complexion. And he's got, his knuckles are all scraped up. But I told him that if he starts getting a headache or like any issues with his neck, we're going to the ER immediately. He's got a police report here. Like if you get in an accident and you have the police report, they don't charge you per se when you go to the ER. That gets handled on the back end. So we have that paper if we do end up having to go. But yeah, I mean, he ended up calling his girlfriend to go pick him up. And honestly, when I saw the truck, I started crying because like I'm very grateful. A gentleman had saw it happen. I guess a bunch of people stopped. Guy asked if they were okay, call the cops. I guess they did tear out a mailbox. The mailman was like, he was okay with that. He's like, I'm just glad that you guys are okay. His thankfully, is he okay? Okay. Thankfully, hang on one second. He stop him, Baku. He has dreads, and right now his hair needs to be done, so his hair is very thick underneath. And he had a hat on, a toboggan on. So yeah, that's where we are right now.
Well, it sounds like a horrifying experience, but hopefully it turned out better than it certainly could have.
Yeah, this fool's in here laughing. He was in there giggling and stuff. He said, he's like, when I saw the windshield crunch, he's like, I knew, oh shit, we were in trouble. And they flipped over. So just please be careful, y'all, when you're out and about. They're called accidents because you don't know they're going to happen.
True. That's what I told my wife today. I said, if it starts precipitating to any large degree today, it's not supposed to here, but if it does, to just come home, because I know she's at least somewhat used to driving it, but most of the people around here aren't, and I don't trust any of them, and nor do I trust our city's ability to take care of our streets. in any safe way. So in that same respect, you know, if you're driving around, especially if you're in the midst of the storm, be safe, especially if you're in the South, because we don't know, these areas don't know how to deal with things like ice and snow. They just don't.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Mike. And it goes for the whole East Coast. It's going to be terrible. Up in my state, they're expecting a lot, both ice and snow, and a lot of each. The bottom line is, if you don't have to go out, and I mean really have to go out, don't. Just don't. There's going to be a lot of emergency vehicles on the road, a lot of power company vehicles. A lot of people are going to lose power. That's what I'm mainly concerned about myself.
Yep.
Just don't even chance it. It's, you know, and like Mike said, if you're in the southern states, they are not used to this type of weather. People are going to be making very bad mistakes in driving. If there's no absolutely vital reason to be out on the roads, curl up with a good book and call it a day.
Yep. And what's worse is, because of the stubbornness of people in the South, they will, like, I know people around me that are like, because they closed something one time and it didn't end up being as bad as it could have been, that they're going to consider not closing other times. Take care of yourself. Nothing is more important than your life. Nothing. Literally nothing. And if you're in the South, especially, but anywhere when it's bad weather. But I only say the South because the South does not know how to handle this at all. That you will get people that will drive as though everything's fine because they don't know what they're dealing with. You'll get cities that put stuff like slurry down on the ground that does not work.
Brine. Yeah.
Brine or whatever they call it. It doesn't work.
And you know, the thing is, with brine, for those of you guys up north, you guys use hardcore stuff. They don't use the brine up there. Brine, if you don't know what it is, it's like a saltwater type mixture type thing that's supposed to keep the ice from, you know, developing on the road. The problem is, if it rains at all, like today, or if it rains before it starts freezing rain, it can wash it away. And the thing is, when it comes to ice, you can't beat ice. You know what I mean? You're literally at the sake of Mother Nature when it comes to ice. And like where I am, I'm like right on that cusp of 1/2 inch to 1 inch of ice expected.
Yep.
But yeah, please be safe. And Patty, thank you so much. And thanks for all the love and everything in the chat. Like, I'm finally just now able to, because like I literally had just got home 5 minutes later, and I see he's like home. Is the first time he's worked in a month. The truck was being fixed, just got it back, and they wrecked today. So yeah, my nerves, I'm shaky. I'm really shaky right now.
Hey,
But
Tiffany.
what I'm curious what the and y'all, with the, please, if you have pets, you cannot put regular ice salt, like salt melt on your stairs. If you don't have access to safe pet safe ice melt, you can use sand, you can use litter. Like, I went to Dollar General and I got a cheap bag of litter, so I can, my deck, it's 16 feet from my door to the top of the stairs, so I got enough to cover, you know, make a path. So just some cheapo cat litter will work. If you have pets, please do not let them stay outside, because don't forget, with freezing rain, they get wet first and then it freezes. So if you take care of outside animals or anything like that, remember, no hay, straw only. Hay absorbs moisture. You can literally make your animals freeze to unaliving. So sorry, straw. I'm shaken.
It's okay.
Yeah, bottom line is everything that Kia and Mike just said, and use caution. And, you know, really, folks, ask yourself if it's that necessary that you go out at all. Before you go to get anything, just ask yourself if it's that necessary. And if you're going to go out and you're in the Northeast and you're going to go out and get snow melt, stuff like that, to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, do me a favor, call first. Most of them are already sold out of it. So don't bother risking yourself in the elements for something that you're not going to be able to get anyway. Call them first to make sure they even have it in stock. And, the storm isn't going to hit here until later in the weekend. Make sure you go today. Don't wait until tomorrow.
Yep. And you've got neighbors. You've got a community around you. Support each other. Keep an eye on each other.
It's all men till no men. I've like literally I came in just to tell you guys earlier and then I dipped out, so I haven't heard any of the conversation today.
I forget how many days ago it was, 2 or 3 days ago.
Is that about that J
Off
Raw or whatever?
Jowagon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the Mandy, one of the people, she's a big creator too, was one of the people that it happened to, and she came on and she made a video today, I guess. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but said that she was one of the people and she told the whole story. So I made a video about it, and
I don't know who the person is.
I've seen his stuff. He's very Good Trouble-esque, except a little harsher.
Yeah, then someone said they saw Matt, USMC Angry, and he's been away from social media for a while other than when they were up in DC. And then I saw he posted a video and somebody had said Mandy in the comments, so I clicked on it because I follow Mandy. And I saw her story, but I haven't seen her video.
Yeah. Yeah, he was there. Like I guess a bunch of them were in Chicago. And he was there. She told him first that it happened. That's why one of the reasons that he posted his video about it. But yeah, I mean, the fact is they were friends. They've known each other. Off Jowagon and Mandy knew each other for a while. And this is why it's all men till it's no men. This is why women choose the bear. This is why men need to shut up and just hold each other accountable and do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that he posted about it because he made a few different posts about it. And, I saw people were calling him out. But first of all, I don't give a fuck how big of a creator is. You don't get to say their names, period, unless they tell you they can. That frustrated me. That frustrated the shit out of me in the comments. People are like, why no name? Why no name? Why no names? Why? Like, you gotta, especially if you're not the one that's in it, you don't get to divulge all the information at first, especially if you personally know the people affected. Give them the privacy, give them the grace before, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just ridiculous. Like, dude would have ended up on the floor.
He should have ended up on the floor.
I know GT was talking about it last night, and he was saying, because people were trying to, like, the assholes in the comments were like, well, you were just with him. He's like, no, we were in the same city, like, last week, but I didn't know anything about it.
Yep.
Okay, I know absolutely nothing about any of the names you just named or anything else. Are we talking about SA here?
Yes.
Okay.
He stuck his hands down for, as of the last time I heard, he got really drunk, and he stuck his hands down for women's pants. In their pants.
Got it.
Yeah, and I saw Mandy's 4-part. I watched the 4-part video she had done about the incident. I understand why it took her time to come out. I can't imagine what she's feeling right now. We'll put it that way. I can't, especially having to do this so publicly. I can't imagine. Like, my heart is just still broken for her.
A few technical questions. Has the alleged perpetrator commented on this in any way?
Yeah,
Yes.
he did a post with a, I don't know, writing video thing.
He did.
Yeah, but it's not his face and it's not his voice. It's just a post basically saying, I'm sorry and I'm going to go get counseling.
Oh, so he is admitted to the charges.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know. Was he charged?
Well, no, there's no charge. At least
Admitted
not
to
yet.
whatever the offenses are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use it. You're right. I shouldn't use the word charges
No, I
because
was like,
he may or may not have been charged. I don't know.
Still,
yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
The point is, and it still comes down to it, is if you are a male in this country, just shut up and be better. Stop defending. It's the same thing I say about Christians, the same thing I say about a lot of things. Stop taking it personally. If you are feeling personally attacked, chances are you are part of the problem too, and you need to sit on that for a bit. No, he did make excuses like I was drunk kind of thing, but
Okay, well, what I was getting at is there's no dispute then about what happened.
he is not disputing it in any way, shape, or form. No.
Got it. That was my question.
Just watched in real time half my friend list get banned. Really?
What the fuck?
What?
The new rules.
What?
That's why I'll keep saying, guys, please follow on the tube, because I cannot guarantee anything. I cannot guarantee anything.
Yeah, it's, and this is the thing. It's like, it is all men to no men. And like one of the things I did is I was reading through the comments just trying to see, because if you go into the comments of a video talking about stuff like that and you're trying to enable it, you're trying to stick up for him, you're trying to do any of that stuff, like you're an absolute no-go. And I'm glad I didn't follow that person.
I followed them and unfollowed them multiple times. I think probably because I forgot, but I wasn't following them by the time this came out because I wasn't completely comfortable with the way he was doing some things. But
If you can't handle your liquor, don't go out and drink. Just don't. If you can't control yourself,
yeah.
If you're unable to control yourself, because I've always been in the thought that things that happen. Yes, I've been absolutely sloshed. You know what I mean? Like I've had to be picked up off the ground. I've been there, done that. So I'm not speaking as somebody who doesn't ever involve in spicy water and just trying to sit up here in my high horse. However, I've never done anything that I couldn't remember. And if you cannot control yourself, it also lends me to think, like, has this happened before? Has he done this before? Is this the first time this behavior? And then my thought was, when they kept talking about he was married, and I was like,
Yep.
oh my God,
He's married.
How his wife, to find out, when you find out that your partner, whether it's your spouse, your boyfriend, whatever, when you find out your partner has done something as horrible as that, like not just one, not just one, not just two, not just three, but 4 women, he thought it was okay to stick his hands down their pants. Not just like slap them on the butt, but like stick their hands down their pants. That is so gross.
No argument.
Yeah, a couple of things popped to mind. Imagine being his wife and finding out about it on social media.
Exactly.
Yeah, that had to be horrifying in and of itself. And somebody brought up, has he done this before? I think that's probably a pretty good guess that he has.
Eddie, we're talking about the content creator Off Jawagon.
And I'd say he probably has done this before. And as somebody who's gone out dancing and had men do similar actions or attempt to, unfortunately, I'd love to say that things like this don't happen often, but I think they happen often, especially at clubs. It was the reason I chose to not go to clubs where I chose to go to gay clubs because I felt safer there. Because I did. I never it I've gone to bars that they do salsa dancing lessons and had men do stuff, maybe not quite that much, but grab other parts of my body while we were dancing in public like it was normal. So it is all men until it's no men. And I would love to say this is all stuff that happened when I was 18, 19, 20, really young. No, no, it your age, it doesn't matter.
No.
I'd love to say age matters, but it doesn't. Not that it's an excuse, but I'm like, I watching Mandy's 4-part series made me so sad, scared, and angry. So angry because it's what stops me from wanting to go bigger and go live and show my face because I've had stuff like this happen to me just as a person, just with more, I guess, being anonymous in society. And I can't imagine if anything ever happened and I became more recognizable.
Well, and again, this is not even, and I totally understand and agree. This is not even that. It's these guys were friends. They've known each other for years. They've done things at events together.
Yep. I hate to say that that's unusual either, but
No,
sadly,
it's not unusual at all. And again, part of
it's
the problem,
disgusting.
part
Part
of
of the
one of
yeah.
many of the problems. And again, this is why I say it's all men till it's no men. This is why women choose the bear. This is why every time I am going somewhere, if I'm going for a walk and there's a woman walking the other direction and they're by themselves, I go to the other side of the street. I know I'm not going to do anything, but she doesn't. It's not about me. And men need to stop making it about them, except when we're holding each other accountable. But when we're talking about interacting with other women, stop making it about you. It's not about you. It's about them.
And if you see men doing these deplorable things, stand up and say something. Just like if your friends or people you know act this way, talk about women this way, things like that, say something. Because otherwise, you are just equally a part of the problem. Just because you don't do the actions, you still condone them. You have to be part of the solution, which means you need to be part of the group that calls all of this garbage out constantly, every single time. It. Hey, Shug.
I cross way before a man ever
Hello.
does, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, but I understand. What's up, Shug?
Hey, Shug, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hello. Hello, everyone.
He should have been charged. He may still. Who knows what the future holds. That is not
Where did this take place?
Chicago.
Okay. So in the United States.
Yes.
Yeah, there
Okay.
was a bunch of creators that went to Chicago for some kind of event. No, GT wasn't overly thrilled, but he said he wasn't going to go into details online. But there was an event. There was like some kind of podcast that several different creators went to. They were supposed to join a
Oh,
protest
yeah.
and do something else.
What was that? I forget what it was. I
I
remember
don't know the
hearing.
name of the podcast. It's like two names, I think, Jay and Sean or some shit like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's yeah. I remember hearing about it. These are the things that I probably wouldn't have gone anyways, but this is the problem with all of this. We've just got to stop. We've got to stop on so many levels. These things that they're doing aren't. And again, I'm friends with Good Trouble. I'm friends with mutuals with a few of these people that go to these things. We've got to stop. We've got to stop with half of what we're doing as content creators. We're not helping often enough. we're pretending to help. And that's something I think about nonstop on everything I do. Is am I actually helping the purpose, or am I helping myself? And most people don't think about that. And I know I saw Good Trouble talk. There was a whole thing going on about Good Trouble when he went to Minnesota and talk about whether or not he was doing it for himself or for help, for helping Minnesota. And it's like, you know, he made a video talking about the fact that he was going, and it was pointed out it was 1 minute and 1 second long. Well, that means that he's making money on it.
Is that the one Peyton put out? The video Peyton put out talking junk about Good Trouble going up there?
I don't know.
Because he's up there right now.
Peyton, no offense to Peyton, but he talks junk about everybody.
I don't even know who Peyton is. I just heard GT talking about it.
Yeah, Peyton likes to talk junk about everybody, so that doesn't mean much. I've seen other people talk about the fact that he was going, and he said, and arguably he's right. Arguably what Good Trouble said is right. He's got a massive voice with a lot of followers, and there is no doubt that when he goes and makes video on something that's going on there, a lot of people will see it. There's no argument on that. This has to do with being honest about the realities. And I struggle when people talk as though they are being altruistic and aren't blatantly obvious about the realities of it. And again, GT, I'm mutuals with GT. I've seen GT go out of his way to help people in many, many respects. This is not a bash on GT. Okay? Please correct. Two things can be true at once. I believe he is there to help. I have seen him go out and put himself boots down on many different things. It's nothing against GT in particular. I just think at times we aren't completely honest about what we as content creators are doing and why we're doing some of our things. We say things in such a way to get likes, to get views, and we aren't fully honest.
I will say, GT's talked a lot about it on a live. Like, I watch GT pretty much every night before I go to bed. I fall asleep quite often while he's live. In 38 minutes, GT was able to raise $12,000 that he then took to this gentleman who has started a food pantry in his home to help his immigrant neighbors that are scared to go out and get food and groceries and stuff.
Yep.
They went to Costco yesterday, dropped $3,500 on supplies. He also gave the fella $2,000 more because the dude is paying for it out of pocket.
Absolutely.
The thing is it frustrates me when people bitch about creators and stuff going places. We're the ones that sit there and watch them all the time. We gift them. People send them money. They do all those kind of things. But it's kind of like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. Because when celebrities don't go out rah-rah, raising money and try to show their faces, they're talk shit about. Why aren't they doing anything? Like Oprah with the fires. Why did she only give 5 or 10 million? Why didn't she give more? Why didn't she do more? Why are they all up in the middle of it? And then when nobody does say anything, well, why aren't they speaking up? Why aren't they saying anything? Why aren't they doing anything? GT turned around last night, and just within a few minutes, he didn't ask for any more help, but people were just dropping in money. They are going to be able to create change and affect change in those neighborhoods that they're going. I have no issues with these creators, whatever, if you're going in a way that's going to help the community, if you're just going to get video of yourself to be able to say, hey, I went there, I did this and that, then fuck you. But if you're going with the intent that you want to cause some kind of change and some kind of good, I'm all for it. I am all for it because I know I couldn't take $3,500 out of my bank account. I don't have $3,500 in my bank account and go try to help my neighbors who are scared. I don't think people understand. These people are not going to work because they're scared they're going to get caught up. They have families, they have pets, they have to wash laundry, they have medicine, they have babies, they have kids. All these people need help. Good trouble. And even like if people would just sit sometimes and listen to when he talks about like how things have been said about his name that he chose, why he chose it, and all of those things. If you have any kind of pull and you can go somewhere and you can get more light on it, because we already know that the mainstream media is not showing how shit is really happening. Who else other than these, independent journalists and these content creators that are willing to go out there and stand out there and do all of those things to help those people? That's you don't have to like how GT handles how he talks to people and stuff like that, but damn, who else is going to go into their pocket and take the money, take their own money, pay for their own tickets and stuff and go do that stuff? If that means, okay, I need to make a video and I'm going to get some of that money back, then so be it. But like, stop that shit. Stop doing that. Stop talking bad about people who are doing good shit, who are causing good trouble, whether it's Sam or it's anybody else. Stop doing that shit. It's just frustrating. If we want the truth and we want the news and we want people to help, stop bitching about them helping. So fucking what if they're going to make some money off of something? If they're helping, I don't care. Just like you, Mike, if you were going up there, if you were able to get up there and people were donating to you, I would just be boosting the shit out of it because people need help. Immigrants need fucking help. These people are terrified. And when you YT folks are sitting here chatting in the fucking comments talking about what he's doing, but you're not getting off your asses and doing a fucking thing, it just makes me wonder, are you jealous? What is the reason for all of it? Shouldn't you be worried about trying to save our country and our democracy instead of bitching about other creators going to help people? God damn.
Mic drop.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry, but that shit just has been. Maybe it's just because my nerves are so tore up this morning. I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but that shit just. And watching DT cry last night on the night when I didn't send him any money. I don't have any money. But watching him, that dude fucking cried on live with 2,000 people in there because of all what people are doing. When he said when he met up with a guy and he told them what was going down, they started crying. They're helping a teacher. There's a teacher that's been going out. She works with a food bank, but they've got volunteers who deliver food to these people's homes, medicine, pet food, supplies, baby supplies, diapers, that are helping with all these aspects so these people can just live, because our government is fucking
Yep.
All of that.
Are we really defending who, Scary Mary? Who are you talking about?
I think we're fine.
Okay.
I think we're fine. They just came in. I think they were worried we were defending off Jowagon. That's what we were talking about.
We
weren't.
don't defend racists. We don't defend rapists. We don't defend
It's okay. It's
any of that in this space, y'all. If you ever, please know that when you come in this space, like, this is a safe space. We don't defend any of that bullshit, and we will call it all out, period.
Yep.
And again, I just want to point out, I think I have mad respect for Good Trouble. Mad respect. I appreciate everything that man does. I wish I could do what he does. I wish I had that capability.
I wish I had the patience.
Well, I mean, I wish I was in a situation where I could go down to Minnesota and do what he's able to do.
We're gonna get you there, Mike. We're gonna get you there because, goddamn it,
Yep.
I want to send you some hot hands and some heated gloves and be like, you stand your ass out there in the negative 40-degree weather and fucking
Yeah.
killing all that stuff.
I think the only thing I will say, and I just think this goes for everybody, especially who's in the limelight. I think we just all need, and this is something I think about personally all the time, is we need to do a better job of communicating, of being transparent. And again, not that he wasn't, I'm just saying in general, I think we often do a very bad job of it. And it has caused people because of that to be very distrusting. And again, this is not about this specific situation. I think it just made me think of that. Is that sometimes there is a lack of trust that has come, and we need to figure out how to work our way through that. That's all.
I know, especially after what happened with Mr. Jones and stuff like that. And you're right, there has been several times. I think for me, what makes it different with GT is actively seeing what they're doing.
Sure.
Like at Christmas time, they did, well, right after Christmas, for their community, they're called the nerds. There was some nerds that needed help. They raised like $13,000 to be able to give people money to help with rent, light bills, food, diapers, all of that stuff. And that's the thing. If they're just, I am not okay with, just to clarify, if you're just going up there to make money for yourself and you're not there to affect change, then fuck you. And I will say it again, fuck you, fuck ICE, fuck all of it. But if you're there and you can see, the thing is when you see them doing that kind of stuff, if this would have been the first time he ever would have stood up and spoken on stuff, then I could see like people are like, well, you never speak up like this before. But damn, if as long as ever since that day I followed him when he came in your live, I didn't know who GT was before that moment.
Mm-hmm.
When Cam was flipping out like, oh my God, GT's in the live. Who fuck is
kind of like you guys flipped out when what's his face came in like a month ago? Yeah, Brett.
Yeah.
He came in election day in the morning.
Yes, he did. Cam was in Discord like, GT's in the live, and I'm like, who's GT? And I looked, and I've been watching him ever since.
Yeah, like I said, I've got mad love for GT. I've followed him before we became mutuals. So yeah, I hope, and I know there are a lot of people that are getting very protective on GT. Please understand that none of this is about GT. These are just thoughts that came to my mind because I've seen other people talking about it. So I disagree with the ones that were getting like super crazy on him, but there were a couple that brought up questions that I had been thinking about in general that we as content creators need to be better about. That was the whole purpose of it. It really was not to get on GT. GT has done so much good for his community and the country at large. He's used his voice in a way that, again, I wish I had the capability of doing, and hope to someday have the capability of using my voice and my followers as a way to help make things better. So I hope everyone understands that it really was not a but yeah, Tiffany, he came in. It was pretty cool.
Nice. I must have missed that day.
It was right in the beginning of election day. It got crazy after.
Oh my God.
I went from like a few hundred people when he came in, and I think a couple hours after that there were 8,000 people in there. So I don't remember much of that day. I definitely don't remember what was going on in chat that day.
Tiffany, let's just say it like this. It was so bad. I ended up having by the end, I told Mike, I said, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Like as I watched those states keep coming in, my mental health plummeted, and I was very emotionally overwhelmed. I had all these feelings. I was very angry. I stayed away for a few months. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I told Mike, I said, I love you and I'm sorry. And I think that's why I'm so willing to go so hard for you. And I want those things like that GT can do. Mike is going to do it. I'm speaking that shit into existence, whether it's with TikTok or without. We will get you there. You are one of the good ones. I truly, truly believe that. And he also knows that if it would have been him that everybody's talking about, Kia would have been in Charlotte whipping his ass already. That it wouldn't have even been a thing. You are a good one. And
I would have
watching you
deserved
grow,
it.
huh?
And I would have deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like the fact that you have always been supportive of your community, you've been supportive of me in ways that people don't even know. Like, it will come. It's coming. It is coming. The
I agree.
world needs good people like that, like you in existence, especially YT men. Because there's so many, like your title says, there's so many. Like, I don't think, when I was asking people that question one time, like, what do you think about that? Is it all men till it's no men? Is it all YT folks till it's none? And a lot of people don't understand what that means. And sometimes you got to sit and be uncomfortable. As a man, if you're uncomfortable, why are you feeling uncomfortable if we're talking about that? Make sure, like what we were talking about earlier, silence is being complicit. If you are with your homeboys, your family, your friends, your coworkers, or whatever, and you see them and engaging in that kind of behavior and you don't say anything, you are as unsafe as that person is.
100%.
Well, good morning, Papa. I know you've been sitting up there patiently.
Good morning.
How
Yeah,
you
it's all
doing,
good.
buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'll just I'll be very brief. Just make a few comments because y'all got it covered. But my thing is this. Well, I agree 100% with where Kia was taking everything in terms of if somebody's doing something good and they're getting a benefit from it, that makes it all the better. That makes it great because how many times do people do good things and don't receive anything from it? Sometimes not even a thanks. So I believe if more good things happen when people are doing good things, that could help folks to stand up. That's not to say that that's the reason that they should, but it's nice to know that, man, I did this and a good result came of it beyond just doing the good thing. That's great. It's good to see that other people care about good things being done. So I think that's great. If if his account increases, because the thing is, like I said, if he's doing everything out of pocket and he went out there, because I don't know him at all. This is my first time hearing this person's name. So if he's going out there and doing stuff of his own fruition and then a blessing or a benefit comes thereafter, then great. His motive was already good from the start. What's the big deal about an additional good thing happening to him for him doing something good? That just doesn't make any sense to complain about to me. And then to kind of circle back a little bit, when you're talking about, and I don't even know who that individual was, but effectively that low life, I'll just say, that was essaying women. It's really terrible. I really hate when stuff like this happens because, like Mike said, we do have to, it's not about us. But it really sucks that I can't really just be myself because I'm generally just a nice person. I am, uh, I do. I don't purposely like. I read the room in any situation, but I am a hugger, right? But I have to be conscious of that and go, hey, I have to make sure that, first of all, everybody's not a hugger in general, but especially with women, you got to be careful because there's guys like him that exist that make it tough to just be a decent human being. And that stuff really sucks. That stuff really sucks because we have unfortunately made it to where we've given women reason to be afraid of us and to not be comfortable around us. Even if we seem nice and kind, they still have to be on top of their guard and on top of their game.
Yep. And again, one of the reasons that I will say this, GT getting all the support he gets is what allows him to go out and keep doing the things that he does. If he wasn't making money, if he wasn't able to support himself, he wouldn't be able to keep doing it. So of course he needs support. Mouth, I don't bring up people I don't know. If you want to stick around and become part of the community, be happy to have you up another time. But people that I don't know don't come up in the box.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go live for a little bit.
Okay.
See if that makes me a little less anxious, and if not, I will just shut that down.
Have a good weekend, Kia, and please stay safe in this
Love
weather.
you, Kia.
Yeah.
Please stay safe.
Thank you. I love you guys too. Yes, please, y'all, heed what we're saying. And it's not just, I know how to drive in it. You're not the only person on the road ever. So please don't put other people at risk. Don't make other people have to come out in the weather to try to save your dumb ass. Please sit your ass at home. I've got books. I've got my gardening stuff. I've got painting stuff. I've got lots of stuff to keep me active. And don't forget about your animals. Please don't forget about your animals. Please, please, please. And I love you guys. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Love you,
I'll see you
Kia.
guys later. Bye.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.
And you know, on that, please make sure you have enough water. Please make sure you know, as I said before, do not go out at all. Ask yourself before you go anywhere, is this really necessary? And thirdly, please make sure you keep your cell phone charged. You may lose electricity. Please keep your cell phone charged.
If you have the capability to, and you live in an area where pipes freezing is a thing, fill your tub up with water so you can do things like flush toilets and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that doubly goes for those of you who have well water, which you're probably already used to. Always keep a 5-gallon can of water handy, just in case.
Yep, and look out for neighbors. I'm just
Canned
gonna
food.
I'm gonna do my thing. I'm just gonna do it for myself because it's already past 12 and I'm exhausted and I need to rest before I interview more people. Guys, thank you so much for being here. If you like what we do, please go up here and click this button and click all the things that go with that button. It helps me out. It helps you out. It's really it. And I say this because as much as I appreciate you guys doing things here on TikTok, as we have talked about, there's already people that are losing their accounts. And they can take people down for any reason. So if you like what we do here, if you like these kind of conversations we have, I also go live over on the tube every single time I go live here. That will still be happening. I also post videos 2-3 times a week. I am interviewing as many people, progressives that are running for state and federal offices. So we're talking senators, congressmen, governors, state senators, state legislatures. When I tell you I'm recording like 2 or 3 a day at this point. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. And the way we give these people visibility is by watching and sharing the stuff, watching it all the way through. Some of these videos are great videos, but people have watched like 3 minutes of it. The average view time on some of these videos is 3 minutes. Those videos aren't going to go anywhere. And again, maybe it's the way I'm doing it. And if that's the case, so be it. I know these aren't exciting because they're people that are running for office, but understand these people, the only way we're going to get the change is if people like the people I'm talking to win. I'm telling you this straight up. If you want to actually have changes, then the people that the current leadership in general, it's not always the case, but the leadership in general are supporting aren't going to make the changes that need to happen. That's just a reality that we live in. It sucks. It can be annoying. We have hundreds, if not thousands of people that are running grassroots campaigns that aren't taking PAC money, that want to break the status quo, that want to make the real changes, take money out of politics, all of the things that we keep saying that we desire. We desire it, we need to do the work. And for these people, visibility is literally everything. So please, whether it's watching my stuff or finding out who they are and watching their stuff, please support these people that are running to make this country better. This is how we get the change that we keep talking about. Stay safe this weekend. If you are in the storm, if we lose power, obviously I won't be able to go live. I'll keep you up to date on Discord. Probably won't post anything. I am scheduling a lot of posts, so if you still see things posting, it's because I've pre-scheduled a lot of stuff, so I don't have to worry about any of that. But if you're stuck in the house and you have power, watch some videos. It really does help. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for the likes, the shares, the gifts, and the subs. And yeah, I will see you guys all on Monday. You guys are amazing just the way you are, and I love you all very much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Remember to sing, laugh, dance, smile. Do something that makes you happy. Bye, guys. Right, Stu. Bye, guys.